Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 0 of Deadlands Blood Drive here on Dork Tales. Or should I say, howdy, folks. Welcome to Deadlands here on Dork Tales.
Nanny.
Hoot nanny. Hoot nanny. There's gonna be a
Shoot
shindig.
nanny. A rootin' tootin' shoot newton nanny.
All right. Yippee-ki-yay, Mr. Falcons. So, nice to meet you all.
Hey,
Y'all,
good to see you.
I'm Kelly. I'm going to be the Marshal around these parts. And I'm excited to be here today because today we are doing the character creation and intro sessions for episode 0 of our Deadlands campaign. If y'all don't know what Deadlands is a cowboy western role-playing game situated in a version of Earth inside of what physicists in those fancy universities call the multiverse.
And Kelly's really trying to destroy this for the podcast. So.
I really am. All right, so so if you don't know anything about Deadlands, basically it's an alternate reality Earth set in the late 1800s, post-Civil War, where a strange material known as ghost rock has been found primarily in the West, and that and a number of other things kind of combined this whole melange of Western folklore and mythology kind of coming to life. You've got ghosts, you've got actual magic, you've got strange powers, you have indigenous tribes that are able to defend themselves using ancient spiritualism, calling it down on their enemies. You've got like magic Gatling guns and mad science and zombies and all manner of like undead hubbubaloos happening. And inside of that, you have a bunch of characters that are trying to do the best they can and survive. And that is what we're going to be going through. A module by Pinnacle Entertainment called Blood Drive, which is exactly what it sounds like. It is a cattle drive. The characters are all going to meet up in Texas and go on a cattle drive and make their fortunes or their demises working with this small cattle group. And this is going to be historically inaccurate as hell. Because this is Deadlands and history done got changed. But today what we're going to be doing is we're going to be going through, you're going to meet the cast, and you're going to meet the characters that we are going to create. Now, we've done some pre-work to know like who we're playing because everybody has costumes for this and so on that we're not wearing today because this is episode 0. But why don't we go ahead and meet the rest of the cast? So, like I said before, I'm Kelly. I'm the Marshal here, which means that I'm the one that's running the game. I use he and him pronouns, and I'm going to pass the ball over to Mike.
Whoa, I get to be first?
You get to be first.
This never happens. Wait, I gotta brace myself. Here it
What
comes.
happens when you steal top billing?
I didn't steal it, I borrowed it.
Negotiated.
Engineered it.
I mean, you know
Speaking
what?
of which, hi everyone, I'm Michael. Going with he and him pronouns, and today I'll be playing Michael, who's going to be making a character for Deadlands.
I think, are you going to be able to stay in character?
I'm already breaking character here.
That's true. You're not nearly grumpy enough.
Sorry.
That's right.
No, I can't be grumpy. I've been able to work on designs. Speaking of which, I am the resident graphic designer for Dork Tales. And welcome to Deadlands. It's been my playground to make all sorts of cool stuff. So if you like what you see now, just wait till episode 1 because I'm going to explode brains.
That is absolutely correct, and I hope to explode some brains as well. One of the things that you're going to be seeing coming up is Mike has created a really cool tracker for our benefits, bennies, they're called in this game. If you watch any of other games, then that would be like the determination tokens, except you get multiples of these at a time. Which was going to be a really difficult thing to track because then I would have to run the game and do the sound and do the, all that, and also track the tokens. But Christa in the corner there and our good friend Frecklebites managed to engineer a digital solution to this so that I don't have to manage determination or these bennies anymore if I don't want to. And I love you both. So please go to their channels, their TikToks, and throw money at them. Please, because I have to buy them cake. Like, do what you got to do. That was wonderful. Like, you took Mike's like brilliant design and you made that one part of it like so functional. And I'm so pleased at the hybrid of ideas there, because all I got to do is stupid voices now, which is really why I'm on this earth.
This is why it's dangerous to put Christa and I in the same stream, because we have like creative powers, and with our forces combined,
You're two redheads.
We're practically superheroes.
We really are.
You're two redheads.
Exactly.
All right.
That's what happens when you put. If Taryn and I are anything to show by it, or Bryn and I for that matter, another redhead.
So
Both
many.
a lot of us.
So many redheads. So speaking of so many redheads, Christa, you're up.
Hi, I'm Christa. You can use she, her, or they, them pronouns for me. You can find me most places at Chahista FX. And I'm going to be playing Christa making a character today.
Nice. All right. So I'm gonna go in the order I have it written down. So James.
Hello there. I am James. I use he, him pronouns, and like everyone else here, I am playing James making a character. We're gonna have some fun with that. You can usually find me.
Everyone's stealing my character.
Sorry, it's just so easy, Mike.
Make
So anyway,
characters.
I heard that.
I am,
I heard that. I heard this morning.
You can pretty much find me here on Dork Tales, or sometimes over on Precarious's channel doing a game over there with him. But that's pretty much it for me for now. Yeah.
Great. And James is also, if you ever see any of our homebrew D&D stuff, sometimes we'll have some really cool maps there. James is the one that makes those, and he actually has a Patreon for that. If you want to buy his maps or give him some money so that he can make more maps, do more assets, and use them for your own games, you can go to patreon.com/ is it just Otheon with one N?
Otheon, but with I think it's with one N instead of two.
All right.
Because someone grabbed my.
So yeah, can someone pop that in the chat,
one
please?
inverter.
Or you can pop it in the chat, like self-promote.
Yeah, I'll take care of it in a minute.
All right. I don't know where that typing went, but it wasn't on my screen. All right. So, and then finally, there is someone with cake on their head in the corner. I'm going to pass it over to them.
Wait, who has cake on their head? Also, hi, I'm Bunny. I'm some dumbass. My name is Millie. I was not planning to be in VTuber mode today, but I spent an hour crawling on the floor trying to fix a computer, and I look like slime. So I just threw my hair up, and now I'm a cartoon me. Hello, I'm a cozy, comfy VTuber at twitch.tv/bunnyhearted, trying to make a cozy, comfy, and inclusive space. Check me out sometime if you want to. But I'm also a giant nerd, and I love being here playing tabletop games with some of my dearest friends. This place is amazing.
So
I'm playing myself, making a character where I will be playing a cool, totally reasonable scientist from definitely not another dimension. Don't worry about it.
another dimension.
No, it's what the hell a cow is.
So is okay. I gotta
Excuse you though. Hang on. First hot take. If you were from another reality and someone described a cow to you, you would think that thing was fake. 4 stomachs? That's some kind of Lovecraftian hell beast. That has to be from like the Ghostlands or whatever, right?
Unless you come from a world where everyone has 4 stomachs, and then you're like, well, yeah, of course, this was the only logical
I mean, your last name's
creature that
Heckmann. You're
exists
like,
on your world.
You're like, yeah, where else do you put the bratwurst? You have a stomach for bratwurst, a stomach for weisswurst, a stomach for schnitzel,
right,
and a stomach for
if
cake.
you didn't, that would just be the worst. So, wait, cake stomach. Hang
Cake
on.
stomach.
Tell me more about the cake stomach.
Cake, talking about a cake stomach
This
just
is gonna be
seems
my
like
first scientific
a certain
project.
type of fetish. So
Okay, right, probably true, but like
definitely true. And hey,
At least there's cake
whatever
involved.
floats your boat.
Yeah, don't look that up on YouTube.
Or do. But you're not on YouTube. There's a hub for you to look this up. I can't remember what the first word is. Corn hub. That's right. Cake hub.
Yeah.
yes, well, it's definitely Corn Hub. That's the Hootenanny place.
I love
That's where you go
that
to get
they
your
did
corn
that
at the
one
local
year
market.
on April Fool's Day. They turned it from Pornhub to Cornhub. And like the front page was just all about corn and corn related pornography. And it was like, I really like you guys, and I like that you're from Canada. So like it's so dumb. Anyway, we're
That's spectacular.
and Mom, I was just there because of the meme. If you're listening to this, just because of the meme,
Of course.
the meme,
Of course, of course.
and upvoting my friends. Cake hub. I'm gonna make a shirt of that at this point.
Great, now I gotta make a logo.
I gotta make it's just you know which logo it is. Just give me that in orange, maybe a little cake on the top. All right, so
I love how the cake is jiggling too.
Yeah, it has its
dynamic
own
cake.
physics.
Yeah.
it's because someone
It's
programmed
hypnotic.
cake physics, but they didn't realize they were working on actual cake. So it's just like jiggle, jiggle,
I
jiggle.
will say that a lot of my fellow YouTubers use this exact same dynamic to make the other cake jiggle.
Yeah.
I
I'm
bet.
just more strategic.
You got that cake. All right, so folks, it is time for us to talk some Deadlands. All right, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna build our characters right now. But first, I want to get a quick summary of who you are in the game. That is, who your character is, and then we'll start throwing the sheets together. So this module is gonna start you in Texas. So you need to have some reason to be in Texas. We decided when we were kind of throwing together concepts that we wanted y'all to kind of have like a loose knowledge of each other, or at least a couple of you know each other, so that at least one person was connected to one other person, so that we don't have to do the whole awkward 3 sessions of like, I don't trust you, I just met you, you know. Now it's
much
like,
more likely to happen in this era.
yeah,
Yeah,
now it's more like,
I will say it's much more fun to have 3 sessions of I don't trust you, I've known you for too long. I've seen what you're like.
yeah, see, that's exactly right. Like, that's
James.
way more fun. Well, let's see if James doesn't play a bastard for once. Let's find out.
All
James
I'm
plays
saying
the
is,
best bastards.
when
Well,
you
just-
put your
yeah, well,
head
just-
down, you better sleep like a one-eyed jack.
All right. And quick reminder, if anybody here needs any Southern accent dialogue coaching, let me know. I'm from the Midwest, and my family all has very sharp, like, Kansas or Southern accents. So y'all just let me know what you need to do, and I will explain exactly how to do a Southern accent based on region. All right? We're all good?
Well, and the biggest part about accents like that is knowing the lingo, right? Because like you can put on an accent, but it never sounds right unless you're speaking in a way that someone from there would speak.
My ex-girlfriend used to try to do Southern accents, and she'd be like, I do declare I am from Texas. And I would just, my head would explode. I'd be like, I've got to kill your character now, because it's like, you are from like Louisiana. You're like 400 miles off the border at this point. Like, all right. Let me know if you need any assistance with that. I'm sure you'll be fine. And don't forget, I think, James, you're from the East anyway, right? Like, your character's like
yeah, he's northeast.
So yeah, you can just use whatever accent you want. Affect a Fraser Crane if you can. I do say.
Yeah, I can see what I can do about that.
So if you want to look up examples of that, it is affected Atlantic is the dialect for that.
Atlantic. I'm gonna write that.
Yeah.
down.
So it's exactly how Fraser from Frasier sounds.
I do
Putting
declare.
that in my weaponry.
Or you could just like, or you could just be from Boston.
I do declare.
Hey yo, you got your revolver? It's next to your khakis.
My what?
Hey
Khakis.
you. Hey you, get off my dinghy. Not you.
Your what?
My dinghy.
For a supper.
For supper, I would like the party platter.
I want your body.
Yeah, I didn't do the
platter.
eras.
Yeah, it's all about the eras.
Era.
Oh man,
Want.
I'm kind of curious how many people actually know that reference.
Enough,
I mean, I sure do, but that's because Clone High is great.
Did you see the fool? They flipped the bitch. They're rioting at a college level.
My ex's cat was named Stamos.
Stamos!
Yeah. My cat's mom, yeah.
Oh man, Clone High single-handedly brought John Stamos back into my mind.
The best part is it was a girl. That I thought was, yeah.
Aren't they doing a remake of that? Sorry, we're wondering.
They keep talking about it, but anyway.
Okay.
Yeah, they are doing undergrads though. Finally, apparently.
So they say.
So they say, yeah. Which is the sad one, because everybody wants undergrads. I want more Clone High, and I want more.
Yeah.
Oh, what's the? I want more Clone High.
Invader Zim.
They did another
I want more
Invader Zim on
Invader
Netflix
Zim.
a few years ago, and it was pretty bad. It was.
Yeah, I never
I-
actually saw it.
Yeah, I can see Invader Zim is not bouncing back well. Like it was great for a one-off, but I don't think you
Yeah.
can replicate that. That's a synergy, right? Like,
And it was a thing. Like, you got to go watch it, James, if you want to kind of have a moment where you look back at the stage where you were like part of that subculture or spending time with a lot of the squee girls back in the day. I was messaging our friend Jen while I was watching it, and I'm like, I'm watching Invader Zim, and she's like, oh no, so random, lol. OMG.
Well, I'm
XD.
ready to hold up a
Oh my
spork and
God.
glomp you. Prepare
Oh,
yourself.
don't glom me with your spork.
No
Okay.
glomping.
Oh, that was
All right, so let's go through in reverse order and tell me a little bit about your character and what you're doing. So let's start with Millie.
Oh, what the heckity reverse order? How could you
Reverse
miss me?
Uno.
Okay. So I'm playing Frida Heckmann, who I envision sort of as a like Jules Vernean inventor, except being backwards and from another world, and really excited to explore this one. Very, very chipper about it. Frida's very, very small. So she does her best to, take up space and not be stepped on by people, and is covered in all sorts of nonsensical gadgets.
And what accent are you using? We're going German, like Prussian?
I think she will certainly have a bit of a Prussian accent.
I need that in my life. Because I find that
I'll see how well I can pull it off. Can you imagine me with a Prussian accent? This is going to be a mess. I already have enough of a weird accent.
Sous vide. All right, it can be just a little bit of Julia Childs in there too.
Oh, beef bogan.
Yeah, I think she's going to be someone who's really like quite personable. She, I don't envision her being standoffish. I think she wants to be friends with literally everything that moves. So hopefully that means she gets
Some
along
things that
okay
don't.
with some of these beings. We'll find out.
All right, that sounds pretty good. James, we'll go to you.
All right. For Catlett, I'm thinking of someone who stems from the East Coast, kind of well educated, came out, served in the army, and was a surveyor. So not like fighting or anything like that. More of the kind of surveying. But then he gets caught up in this kind of wanderlust and curiosity about the West, and he just basically goes off and starts exploring, and he's got this mysticism within him that's kind of, so he's basically like drunk on the Wild West. That's what I'm kind of going for. And he's smart. He's a sociable gambler, just kind of reveling in this whole like bigger world experience that's kind of exploding out for him. And that's kind of what I'm going for. And I think I'm going to try to go huckster if I can. So he actually has this magic welling up inside of him. So it should be fun.
Okay, so another friendly character. Interesting. Good. Friendly. I
See,
like friendly.
not a bastard.
For now.
Just a friendly bastard.
Dun.
Ooh, I like that. Friendly bastard. I can do that.
Yeah.
Bastard,
It's kind of a
friendly
good band
bastard. Friendly bastard.
Yeah.
All right, Mike, make a shirt. New shirt. Friendly bastard.
It's got to be on the alignment chart. Friendly bastard has got to be on there somewhere.
Versus like rank
I
bastard
could
is the bottom.
staple it
Yeah,
in.
exactly. Yeah.
At this point, we should just make a Google form and then we could just post it and we could just
True
but
neutral
where are
is,
you?
is Ned Stark's bastard. It's clear in the middle.
Should I do it in the style like Spider-Man? Like friendly neighborhood Spider-Man?
Just all pointing and pointing at
Yes.
each other. You're a bastard. You're a bastard.
Friendly neighborhood
Bastard.
ultimate bastard.
Ultimate bastard. All right, speaking of ultimate bastards, hi, Christa.
Hi, my parents were married. Thank you very much. Anyway, I'm gonna buck the trend here, and I'm not going to be playing a very nice person. Well,
Aw.
she's not mean, but I'm going to be playing Ida Driscoll, who is a witch. We're going it's a little Black Widow. I was really interested in the book, in the source books. Witches basically come from two places. There is a family that has them, and there is a girls' school that produces witches.
What's the name of that school? Remind me.
I can't remember. Krista,
Ah, yes.
put the book away. I'll find it in a sec. But yeah, that school, and basically they just they wear like domino masks, and they go out and they're guns for hire basically, but witches. And so I kind of liked the idea that it's all orphans. She had a bad experience. She was done. She didn't want to do it anymore. So she left, and now she's a gun for hire. But she has this magic knowledge that she doesn't necessarily like to use, and she tries not to associate herself with the school.
Mina Devlin School for Girls in Dodge City.
That's the one.
God,
Mina
Dodge City.
Devlin
You got,
Schools.
okay, so if you're from Kansas, we'll talk.
Oh, yeah.
The Kansas
you've said mine's okay.
Yours
okay.
is okay. The thing is, a Kansas accent is basically just like a flat Midwestern where you end on a sharp. Especially, you get sharper and longer the more excited you get. To give you an example, my uncle kind of talks like this, where there's just a little bit of an edge at the bottom, unless he says, by the way, it's my mom's birthday, so damn it, Janet, happy birthday. That's a Kansas accent right there.
Yeah.
Jeet.
I think I lean somewhere in between Kansas and West Virginia because those are the accents I hear.
Oh, fair. Yeah, you listen to a lot of McElroy stuff.
Yeah.
They have they don't really have much of an accent.
They hide their
just
accents.
They kind of this voice, really. Hi, I'm one of the McElroys.
They put a lot of stuff on their on Max Fun, the like bonus stuff of them as kids and like all the filming that they would do as kids, and they have thick West Virginia accents. So they have all worked very hard to not have West Virginia accents.
Yeah, that's fair, because you can when you listen to Sawbones, you can definitely hear a bit of it on Sydney.
Yeah, Sydney has it a lot more.
And but it's not bad. Like it's like
no.
It's just like, wow, this doctor is sure is Holmesy.
It's so good. Sorry, the name of that school was Mina
Devlin.
Devlin.
Like the devil in Max Devlin.
Yeah.
But that'll be fantastic. And she's kind of out west, seeking fortune or trying to clear red off her list.
Well, yeah, she's just kind of lost and doesn't really know. She doesn't want to settle down because whenever she does, something bad shows up or someone recognizes her, so she leaves again. And
okay, now speaking of somebody else who can't move on or has to move on because bad things come for him, Mike, tell us a little bit about Trenton.
I'm going to be playing Trenton Skinner, and I'm going to sum this up right off the beginning with kind of an idea that I had for the character where, you're sitting there around the dinner table and suddenly Dad kicks the door open and comes in and is like, the dog's gone bad. Go get me my gun. And the boy has to get up and get his gun. He's like, I'm going to go take care of the mad dog. And he just goes out and everyone's like, oh, he's going to go take care of the mad dog. And you hear a gunshot and then he comes back in and he's like, took care of him. And out back there's a bandit with a bullet through his head. Mad Dog's his nickname. It's not the actual dog.
Oh, very nice.
I was like, don't kill dogs.
No, it has nothing to do with dogs.
Dogs are immune to rabies. Damn it! I was gonna have dogs in last night's mage game, and I'm like, screw it. It's gonna be a jaguar.
Yeah.
I don't feel bad about killing a jaguar by comparison. Jaguar.
The idea for the character was he's like the kind of guy who will take care of things even when things are going really bad, and you're in the deep end, and it's like, oh, I gotta go take care of this problem. And he goes, take care of it, and then comes back and eats dinner.
Nice. Like, what are you having for dinner, Skinner?
I'll probably cook me up some beans and a steak, and who knows, maybe later we'll sit around and have a cigar and
watch the Aurora Borealis.
Watch them stars flickering up in the sky. Who knows?
This time of day, at this time of year, located exclusively in the Dead West.
You just went up here for a nap like 4 days ago. What was I thinking?
May I see it? Yes.
What on earth are you guys talking about?
I don't know.
I'm talking about patented Skinner burgers and his steamed hams.
Oh.
Also, I have to say steamed ham sounds dirty.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll be the one to admit it.
I'll steam your hams?
See, that's what I mean. That sounds like extremely lewd. It's like when something makes you blush. You're like, wow, I saw him with his shirt off and it really steamed my hands. It doesn't sound dumb.
See, it also sounds like, man, that really steams my hams.
It's now a multi-purpose.
Every time anyone uses that phrase, I might give you a Benny.
Yeah.
Once per session, the first person, that really steams my ham, Skinner. And then if Mike responds, that sure steams my clams.
Okay.
Well, I can always change my character's last name. It'll take me a little while.
All right. right. So what we're
I
gonna do
think
now?
Kelly's the only one that's gonna have trouble with it.
No, I'll be fine after this one. They'd be so mad they steam in hams. Okay, so we are going to go through character creation at this point. So the game that we're using the Savage Worlds engine to do this. When we played before, so I've played Deadlands once under James, and that was using one of the older editions of the game.
Yeah, that was, I think, Reloaded. If I remember.
Yeah, this is the Weird West.
Yeah.
So we're using the new engine, and so it is a bit different than normal. So in this game, in Savage Worlds you use dice types for your stats rather than actually like in World of Darkness games or Chronicles of Darkness is actually like dots, or in D&D you have like set values that add to D20s, usually 20-sided dice. In this one you actually have the dice type as your actual trait. Sorry, I glanced down and this is a brand new book and they've worked coffee stains into the paper texture. I was like, did I put my coffee down on the... Nope, it's actually just a good gloss. Okay, good. So as we're going through, this is the first time I've done any building through this. So I just need to make sure that character creation is the exact same between the two books. And we can all go ahead and just build simultaneously, which hopefully will be interesting for people who are watching. Okay, so first off,
we're gonna talk about weird stuff while we do it.
So there are a lot of stuff in this book about how, for one, so this game is going to have violence. It is set in the West, and even though it is a historic piece, we are going to do our best as a group to kind of play down some of the nastier things about the Old West that existed. In this new edition, the Confederacy, in previous editions of this book, the Confederacy was still a thing that had survived due to, like, magic bullets and stuff. In this edition, the Confederacy's gone, and good riddance. And there is there's a lot of stuff in this book that they're working on making better, but it still has a little bit of way to go. Some of their stuff with Native American tribes and other indigenous groups are just not quite there. We're going to try to be as good as possible. We're going to refrain from using any obviously any slurs, and keep any language that we use as respectful as possible, because although the game is set in the past, we're not in the past, and this is supposed to be for fun, and I'm not going to be having fun. That being said, if your character's an absolute asshole, you can just say, and you want to have them say something that is particularly bad, you can just gloss over what they say. As we're role-playing. So for NPCs that I want you to dislike, I will often have them be like, yes, and then he says a slur. And you can fill in the gap yourself, right? But you say
I will fill in the gap with a bullet. Let's go.
Yeah. Like these are usually straw men, for a reason. But basically, everybody, we're going to be respectful. And if we ever stray across the line we weren't supposed to, or that makes you uncomfortable, let us know. Join our Discord. Let us know. PM me on Twitch, and we want everybody to be happy and enjoy this, because this is supposed to be for fun.
I was gonna add as well, because I know, like, when we were talking about it, there were some terminology that was like used in the book that all of us, like, we thought was an accepted term but isn't anymore. Okay. So if we're using terms that we are unfamiliar with, please let us know, and we'll change it, and we'll not use those. But
yeah, and I think definitely the one that is the one that is most broadly used and most debated, that I actually feel comfortable saying on stream, of course, is the use of the word Indian in terms of the West, and how broadly discussed that term is, and so on. I think for the most part, we're not going to use that word. We're definitely not going to use Injun in this, because it's dumb. And I think that using native, indigenous, like, all of that is totally fine. So we're going to lean that direction. If it comes out once or twice, it's not meant to be.
It's also far more commonly used in America, is it not?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, because in Canada we very, very seldom use that.
You do. It's actually a very, very quick, funny story. There's such a divide between Canadian and American Indigenous relations and what they do, that as an American who has, like, a bit of Native American descent, right? I'm like an eighth or something like that, or a quarter. I don't know. I didn't know my grandpa. It was a weird story. My father's genealogy is complicated, but my great grandfather played in the Indian American Baseball League, and you can look him up.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, that's how I confirmed my heritage. I was working for an indigenous land claim group in Canada, doing historic research. And one day on my lunch break, I was bored and I Googled my grandpa and found him in like 5 minutes. I was like, because you look at a photo and you're like, that's my dad.
Yeah.
That's weird. That was weird. But but there is a real divide in what it is. In America, it's often much more owned, and of course that's debated depending on what community you're in, who you are. But I thought it was really funny. I was up doing when I was up doing my grad studies up here, I was in a class. I was doing my last upgrade course for history at the undergraduate level before I went into my master's, and we were touching on American West history briefly, and in the seminar group I was in, a lot of the Canadian undergrads were like, "Oh yeah, so the First Nations people." And it's like, I was like, I feel like an asshole, but I've got to interject. In Canada, one of the terms that's used is First Nations of Canada. That is what the First Nations means. It's First Nations of Canada. I'm like, you can't call them that. It's not the same. Like it's not the same thing. And I got to they were really confused about that. I'm like, well, it's First Nations of Canada. Like,
it's the full name, yeah.
Yeah, that's not what they call. Anyway, okay.
Yeah.
But it's a complicated issue, so we'll do our best to be respectful and have fun. So
and if you haven't seen it, go watch Reservation Dogs.
And also,
it's on
Blood
Amazon
Quantum.
Prime. It's very good. Yeah, Reservation Dogs is a comedy, but
Blood Quantum is not. But I think it's a little closer to what we're doing
yes.
in this game.
Very important.
Oh, I need a Crave subscription.
I have a random question that has risen for me reading through and skimming this to figure out what I'm going to be doing in a moment here. Do I need a copy of the Savage Worlds book? For things like Hindrances.
Yes, you should have a copy of it. You should have a copy of it.
Yeah, we have PDFs. I think
somehow
check your
I will
drive.
poke around for it.
Okay. There's even a sidebar here about American Indians. Right here.
There's a lot of really good information in the book, actually, that is like, this is the historical context of things. We're taking it out of that because we don't want to, just like what Kelly was saying, like, we don't want to do that.
We use the contemporary term Indians to refer to the collective Native American tribes. Although inaccurate and dated, it's generally accepted by Native American organizations as a non-pejorative, and we intend it in the same way. We try to portray Native Americans, like all people in the world, complex and layered, with great heroes, villains, and everything in between. Boom. Like, literally right bottom corner. And then there's a bunch of stuff about how women actually are able to be, useful and respected in this era. So, hey, congrats.
Who'da thunk?
Congrats, people.
There's also racism and slavery on the next page.
Is there? Oh, that's a big thing. We're not gonna touch on that because we're just not gonna have those things.
Yep.
Also, little known fact: 1 out of 4 cowboys or more was black.
True story.
1 out of 4, and the other half was largely Hispanic. Learn about the Hispaniolas, because the entire West was basically made by Hispanics who were then shunted south of the border during the migration west. I've written a lot of papers on the West, I realize, as someone who didn't really like the Old West growing up. There's a fantastic paper that everyone who is interested in history should read called The War of Western Incorporation. That is basically about how there was a second civil war, and it was between frontiersmen and the Hispaniolas and cattle ranchers from the East. And it's fantastic. It's basically what the movie Young Guns is based on. So it's really, really cool stuff. And the chat's talking about pineapples for some reason.
Yeah, it's something to do with ham.
Because they're great.
Oh, that's fair. All right, so let's go through this list. So you got your sheets. So step 1, race. Humans are the only race allowed here. Boom, done. That was easy.
And we're finished. Yay!
There we go. So you are going to start with 1 novice edge, whose requirements you meet. So put that on your list. You get 1 novice edge. Okay, so you'll be able to add that to your sheet in a minute. Hindrances. To a large degree, characters are defined by your flaws or hindrances. You can take up to 4 points of hindrances. A major is worth 2, a minor is worth 1. And we know how to do math, so we don't have to define that anymore. Hindrances can be used to purchase benefits. Okay, so you guys can do that right up front, looking through the book, or we can go through and just go straight to attributes. So some of the cool ones that you could do for hindrances. So these are new ones not in the Savage Worlds book. Aelin, which is where you're ill. It's a major or a minor. Cursed, Grim Servant of Death. All of you if it says that wild cards are required, you are wild cards. Players are always wild cards. Some antagonists can be, but they're generally like the convention of if the NPC has a first and a last name, then they can be a wild card, because otherwise I didn't write them well enough, so they don't matter.
I took a major cursed hindrance, so
okay.
That means which one?
Yeah, what'd you take? Oh, major cursed. Sorry.
Yeah. It means basically you get to start each session with 1 additional Benny. You the Marshal.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah.
I love it. So
I think I should clearly take Curious, which is apparently a hindrance.
Yeah.
So then there's also Trouble Magnet, Talisman.
I took that too.
Did you take which one? Did you take Trouble Magnet?
Yeah, so if I get a critical failure, it's like really bad critical failure.
Do you take it as a major?
Or
a minor?
Let me just double check.
Where are the Deadlands hindrance ones?
So they start on page 15.
Yeah.
Of the main book?
Of the main book, yeah. And there are additional ones in the companion.
Oh, there we go. New hindrances.
Yeah.
Yes. I found the Savage Lands one. I couldn't. Savage Worlds, rather.
So, new hindrances. So that you all don't have to go over into... so they're harrowed edges.
I took a minor Trouble Magnet.
Minors are 1, major 2 points?
Yes. Okay. And these will add to your points. So, Millie, in the companion, Mad Scientist Edge is... That's
arcane background, I believe.
Yeah, oh, there it is. So, Metal Mage. You can be a metal bender, Millie.
Well, what? That's neat.
So that's weird.
Sorry, and the companion.
Don't worry about the companion. That'll be something you'll have to buy later. I'm pretty sure, because it's got a lot of prereqs. So Heavy Sleeper, Lion Eyes, Night Terrors, Tenderfoot, The Old Ways, and then there's also background edges, which, the edges will start spreading out at that point into positives, which you will be able to purchase. Other hindrances that... Is this book falling apart on me already? So, other ones from the Savage Worlds book that you may not be aware of. I'm just going to list them off. Tell me if they sound good. All Thumbs, Anemic, Arrogant, Bad Eyes, Bad Luck, Big Mouth, Blind, Bloodthirsty, Can't Swim, Cautious, Clueless, Clumsy, Code of Honor, Curious, Death Wish, Delusional, Doubting Thomas, Driven, Elderly, Enemy, Greedy, Habit, Hard of Hearing, Heroic. Heroic is a flaw? Oh, yeah.
I guess if you throw yourself in front of danger.
Yep, it's a major. Illiterate, Impulsive, Jealous, Loyal, Mean, Mild-Mannered, Mute, Obese, Obligation, One Arm, One Eye, Purple People Eater.
Yeah.
One Horn.
You can do it.
Yeah, if you can do it. Outsider, Overconfident, Pacifist, Phobia, Poverty, Quirk, Ruthless, Secret, or separate. Shamed, Slow, Small, Stubborn, Suspicious, Thick-Skinned, thin-skinned, pardon me. I was like, why would thick-skinned be a problem? Do you just not feel stuff? Tongue-Tied, Ugly, Vengeful, Vow, Wanted, Yella, and Young. So any of those that sound good here. So
was that literally the list of everything that'll get you beaten up in high school gym class?
Yeah, except for that's that most of those will get you. Yeah. Outsider. Did I say outsider? Pacifist. Overconfident. Ruthless. Yeah, I said those. So yeah, if any of those sound good, let me know. And
I don't know what to take for Catlett for these though.
Well, for you, why don't we? I mean, does he smoke?
He certainly could.
Because that could be a minor habit. Or fiddling with stuff can be a minor habit too. If you're fidgety.
I do have tokens I can be constantly playing with.
Is he arrogant? Does he have bad eyes? Because bad eyes, one, you can wear your glasses.
Yeah, I suppose. Yeah, that would make sense.
You can go full Velma and get your glasses knocked off.
So...
All right, we're getting here.
So you have a 50% chance of losing or breaking your glasses when you're wounded, fall, or just suffer any type of trauma. And then you're distracted till the end of the turn. So that's So that sounds
that's
fine
not
to
too
me.
bad.
So
I have to scramble around and shove them back in my face with like the cracked lenses.
So you can take that as a major or minor. They're both correctable with your glasses, but it just means that if you lose them, you take an additional penalty.
Well, let's do the smoking.
Okay, so
I think that would be fitting as well.
Sure. I mean, everybody smoked back then, so that's good.
Okay.
But
I guess
but
if
he
I wear
needs
glasses,
right?
I could take that as a hindrance too. Although currently I have curious, lying eyes, and a big mouth, which I think is a fun combo. I'm gonna get killed by being curious. I can't keep a secret, and I am the worst liar in the West.
So let's see. Christa, you could look at mean.
So, yeah, I would like to take at least one of either cursed or night terrors.
Okay.
I don't know, because cursed feels like it would have a lot of impact on this, or it could have a lot of impact on the story. So if it's not going to fit into the module, I wouldn't use that. I would just go with night terrors and then pick other ones.
I think you shouldn't do that. I think you should look at Grim Servant of Death.
Okay, I was kind of also looking at
Because the way you described your character is that your family's all dead and you can't stay in one place. And I think, Mike, you didn't take that one, right?
Nope. I took Major Cursed, Trouble Magnet Minor, and Enemy Minor.
Okay. So Grim Servant of Death means that you gain a +1 to every damage roll. But that means that anytime your attack roll is a critical failure, you hit your ally instead.
Sorry, guys.
Ooh.
Take it. It's so good.
Yes. Okay. I think that's what I wanted Cursed to be.
So fits your that fits your character.
It absolutely does. Yeah.
And we could say that when you left the witches, someone might have cursed you literally, like, you know, you shot us in the back by leaving. May you shoot any friend in the back that you happen to make. Anyone dumb enough to keep you.
Yeah. And I do kind of like, I feel like that kind of would tie into Night Terrors. Yeah. But I don't know if there's, then just have the two majors.
Okay. Well, let's take you might as well take all four, right?
Yeah.
So the old ways will not work for you. So what about, what were you saying?
I might go for heroic. I think I might go for heroic as well.
Yeah, do it.
Because like I could see him as being like almost kind of like what was that one with the gambler on the boat?
Maverick.
Maverick is
the best
Maverick.
movie ever.
Just being like wanting to be the suspicious guy, but he's like, oh hell, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
He just can't help.
Do it. Play a hero, man. You normally play like you've been playing a lot of jerks, and I want to see you play someone who's like gunning for protagonist of the show. I want you all to be in a fight for it. Other ones you could do, Christa, would be vengeful, vow, wanted, suspicious.
Wanted would be a reason that she's like if the school is trying to find her.
Yeah, that could do.
That's why she's moving. Is wanted major?
Yeah, you could also do shamed.
Oh, that might be better.
Something haunts you, a valued, shameful circumstances aren't generally known. It just haunts you at minor. You go out of your way, against all reason, not to repeat the mistake. So,
let's take a minor in shamed.
Sounds good.
Sounds like my university career.
There's also quirk here, which is great. This basically you're like Zorro, so you always have to like do a stupid calling card or something. That's not necessarily for you, but I'm just putting that on the table.
Okay, if you have that. Do you get a negative if you don't do it?
No, it's a role-playing guide. So
so the whole shtick of the witches is that they have these like domino masks, Zorro masks, right? Well, I guess Zorro's is a tie around. There's like little
Same
domino
idea
ones.
though. Yeah.
Yeah. So I kind of like the idea that she like still has this habit of it, but purposefully doesn't do it. Like it's almost like it's an addiction. She has to like not put her mask on.
No, I don't think
that fits.
I think that's yeah. Let's go a different way with that. I'm glad no one took greedy. That's always good. Greedy players in a party that's being streamed can just really derail stuff. Driven. A vow is a commitment to others. Driven characters want to protect something or maybe prove something. So it could be a driving desire to like not be.
I feel like she has the opposite because her only drive is that she doesn't want to be that one place, but doesn't really know where else to be.
Okay.
Nothing yet.
How many points do you have left?
1.
Okay, so you need a minor. Do you have a death wish?
I was thinking about that one.
Doesn't mean you're suicidal, but it means your life is worth less than whatever you're striving for.
Yeah, because I'm still debating if I want her to be the type that's like, yeah, my life isn't worth anything, so I just do these jobs and whatever. Or the other hand of, no, I'm more important than all of you because I'm I'm just getting paid for this. I'm not going to go to my way to do that. Not to that extent, but I'm trying to go other people I'll keep reading through these and I'll find a minor one.
Go ahead. Does anybody else need a hand? Millie, you're good, right?
I think so. Yeah, I'm sort of trying to figure out attributes, but I think I understand.
All right. So, Christa, while you're looking through there, I'm going to keep us moving on. So next, we're going to assign hero attributes. So everybody's going to start with a D4 in each of your 5 attributes. Now, this game has agility, smarts, spirit, strength, and vigor. Okay? You have 5 points to distribute among these attributes. And as this works, each point that you spend is going to raise the dice type. So a D4 becomes a 4-sided dice, becomes a 6-sided dice, becomes an 8-sided dice, becomes a 10-sided dice, and so on, right? So you got 5 points. You can't take anything above a D12. You can also spend 2 of your hindrance points to do the same.
Okay.
So it's 2 for 1 on the hindrances. So total, you could raise a max of 7 points. And what these
sort of sorry, continue.
No, please go ahead.
I'm just wondering what sort of skills spirit is for.
So spirit in this is largely for I would assume magic first of all, but let's take a quick look at whether or not it'll affect you or not. Words are words.
I mean, I assume I probably need some smarts, at least 1 or 2 of them.
Yeah. Do you remember, was Mad Scientist in the core or was it in the companion?
I think it's in the
I've
core.
got it right here. It's you can find it on 18. It's relies on smarts, science, and weird science.
Okay.
So you have to get some skills for it as well.
On 18 of the companion?
Of the Deadlands book.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Page 18.
You sure it's 18?
I'm looking at it right now. Arcane background, mad scientist.
Oh, sorry. I didn't see. I was in parentheses.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
So you need to have smarts at a D8, science at a D6, and weird science at a D4.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not really quite sure if there's supposed to be like a specific order that you do things in this thing. So I'm guessing you just, as long as you have it all.
We're going to do this. Well,
Yeah.
Technically that's an edge, so that comes at stage 6 after you've spent skills. So you'll have access to all that before then. If that made any sense, what I was saying. Yep. You'll get other stuff by the time you're there. So when you're looking at these, your attributes. So spirit is good for, I guess, spiritualism, obviously.
Spirit's good for if you're like a blessed. So like.
Do you count as a blessed? As a huckster?
No, I'm a huckster. So no, I'm all about like gambling and chance and stuff. Okay. But if you did like like a faith-based caster or a chi master, they both rely on spirit.
Okay.
And
so I guess nobody in this group. Oh wait, do the witches? Let's find out.
And shamans as well.
What do we use? We use smarts to cast.
Oh damn! So nobody is spiritual. Well, we might pick up a 5th player at the next.
Oh,
act.
I do need.
Make 'em a
there is a
strike.
requirement of a spirit of a D8. to be a witch.
So there you go. And apparently it can be used to get rid of the shaken condition. Also, hello, our friends from Norse Foundry are here.
Oh, hey, welcome.
Cool. Some of the best damn dice on the market, seriously.
Hell yeah. They're gorgeous.
They are the gemstone ones. Like they're expensive but worth it.
So worth it.
They're great presents, but we're not sponsored. But seriously, like if you are tired of buying jewelry for your partners, may I suggest dice, because they'll get more use out of them.
Everybody loves math rocks.
Yep.
Exactly.
And if they don't, why are you with them?
True.
All right. So once you've done that, let us continue onwards. So, anybody ready to continue on to the skill section?
Sorry, the attributes, we're supposed to pick between a 6, 8, 10, and 12, one each, right?
No.
That's what we were doing? Oh.
So on attributes, everything gets a d4.
Okay.
And then you get 5 points to spend. Each one raises a dice type.
Okay, got it.
Nothing higher than a 12 at this point.
Yeah.
You can also spend 2 hindrance points to raise another one by one. Twice, technically. I assume that. They say you can spend 2 hindrance points to raise one attribute. I'm assuming that you can spend both of your hindrance, or all 4 of your hindrance points to do that. So, and if you can't, well, you can't here, because I'm the law. I am the law. I gotta not do that the entire game. It's gonna be really hard. Hey, I'm Marshal Sylvester Stallone. Welcome to Deadlands. Oh, I guess I'll get that out of my system playing that fairy character in.
Oh, there you go. In which
the Sylvester Stallone pixie that's gonna be in. Oh, what did you name your dog, by the way, Christa?
No, I haven't. I was gonna talk to you about that side if you wanted to name him or if you wanted me to.
We also got to talk whether or not he's going to continue to travel with you into the Feywild, or if he'll just be a friend that you can tag in with sometimes, because he is an old boy.
Exactly. I have many questions about background, so I will message you afterwards or talk when you come pick up your coat.
Bum bum bum. All right. And folks, if you stick around to the end of the stream, I'll have a special treat for you. But that will be
How special we talking?
Special enough. I think you might have already seen it if you don't check a lot of the chats because you're mostly on Discord. So you might not have seen it.
I think I may have seen it. If I'm guessing, it's related to this game?
It's related to next game. So Mike's really cool thing is the what is preceding Deadlands episode 1 that is dope as hell. Mine is. Oh, did you? Cool. I'll check that in a few. Soul. Thank you. Oh, I need to check so many things. All right. So once we are past attributes, we're going to be in skills. So your core skills are athletics, which is where you get your core strength, common knowledge, notice, persuasion, and stealth. These are innate abilities that all of you have. All of those start with a D4 automatically. So, and that was athletics, common knowledge, notice, persuasion, and stealth. Next, you get 12 points to buy skills. Starting at a D4, you can spend points to buy up any other skills. The one limitation is that if you want to raise a skill above its attribute type, for example, if you are looking at, I don't know, let's say, let me just pull up the sheet. If you are, the sheet doesn't have it on it. Okay, cool. That's fine. All right, so if you are, for example, looking at buying up your persuasion, which is a spirit skill, if your persuasion's at, if your spirit's at D6 and you want persuasion at D8, it costs double points to move it above your natural abilities.
Got it.
So every skill is under an attribute. So, like, noticing things is based on your smarts. Occult is based on your smarts. Performance and persuasion are made by your spirit. So, going above your natural capabilities is more expensive, but you can do it.
Is there a list of those related attributes somewhere?
Yes, they are all underneath the skills in the Savage Worlds core book.
Okay.
And they start around page 29. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
So, and I don't have a quick list, unfortunately, but
Well, and are these
I was
the
about to
ones
say
that
there's
are...
a quick list on page 58 of the Savage Worlds core book.
perfect.
Even better.
What were you saying, Krista?
Sorry, no, it's all good.
Nice. Doo-doo. So this is gonna be a really fun game. Actually, I've been looking through the module. I'm filling space while y'all are working on this. So I've been looking through the module, and it's a 3-act structure that I'm not sure how long it's gonna take us to go through. The module's either gonna be like this game is either gonna be decently quick, or I think medium quick. I think that we can finish each book in between 6 and 8 episodes. From just like a quick summary. 6 feels pretty good because then it's like enough time that you kind of like ease into the plot, and then there's a couple twists, and then it'll depend on how much stuff you can do in an episode. Because we usually run we have about 3 hours of uptime on a game, which when you're streaming over distances like that is a pretty good amount of time. Although my stamina for it's getting longer the longer we do this, so it'll be what it'll be. And then I guess I need to figure out that when Deadlands is over, I guess if we have a really good time with this, we could either run more of it or we could swap it out for a different game entirely. And I've got a bunch of indie games that I want to run. So this kind of fits that niche. Also, I'm not gonna promise anything, but a quick reminder that this is Halloween time. And if any of y'all were gonna go buy some outfits or costume bits for like, medieval settings or fantasy settings, this is a good time to get pretty cheap stuff. Anything you wear when you'd be dungeoning any dragons or tossing any coins to people might be good.
Hint, hint. Nudge, nudge. Wink, wink.
Oh, Valley of what?
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 Oh, Valley of...
Don't mind me. I'm just going to go get myself a glass of wine and or blood.
Ooh,
blood and
wait,
wine.
where's this Valley of Cheesecake? Hit me up.
The Valley of Cheesecake. It's at Cake Hub.
Ooh, I want to go to Cake
Look
Hub.
at you going full circle.
www.
I know, right?
Wow.
God. It's my stand-up routine, right? Just going around in a circle. I actually remembered the other day, I was driving Christine to work, and we were talking about... What were we talking about? Oh, it was on the radio. Someone was talking about how they used to listen to music with their family a lot, and then their family would put on like comedy albums to listen to when they were growing up, and that even as a kid, the DJ remembered hearing Dennis Leary's No Cure for Cancer album, and which is a pretty like... It's not that bad, but like, you wouldn't want anybody probably under 10 listening to it unless they were mature enough. It's like a 13 and up type of thing. And he was talking about that, and I was like, wow, I used to listen to a lot of comedy stuff. And I remember I actually used to want to wanted to do like stand-up when I was younger, but I grew up in the Midwest, and there's, it's not a thing. You gonna do down at the saloon? So in the chat right now, let's see, who else is down for the visit the Valley of Cheesecake? Comedy albums were my jam. Yeah, George Carlin is so good. I also used to listen to watch actually, because I would rent them from Blockbuster Video, like a bunch of like Robin Williams specials as well. I had so many of them memorized because, like, I basically practiced to be a vocal mimic on all of his bits, which. I was like, this isn't going to be a skill that's going to help me in the long run, but it'll be fun. Like, I'll never, like, do this for a living. Oh, dang it, Bobby.
I was all about Ezzy Izzard. My friends and I would get all of her stand-up.
Yeah. Is it...
She.
They went completely to she now? Right.
Yeah,
that was an
did.
announcement a little while ago, right?
Yeah.
Oh, good for her.
It's relatively recent, like within the last 2 years or so.
You know what? Most news stories from the past year have fallen out of my brain for some reason. It's like they've been, her stuff was so damn good.
Oh my god. Yeah, it's incredible. I saw her when she came to Victoria.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like 7 years ago. So funny.
Eddie Izzard is one of the comedians that really made me understand the structure of comedy.
Yes.
And because I had several of her shows on, I think just like AVI files, right? Like back in the day, we trade them around like that. And a bunch of different shows where she would do the same material, or at least bits of it, usually the Cake or Death or the, or God, who's played by James Mason in the film. Right, which is what I say all the time for role-playing games. And I'm like, oh yes, who was played by Judi Dench in the film, like I did with Ram of the Frost. But that's an Eddie Izzard reference. But if you watch them really closely, you would notice every pause, every stutter, every moment of authentic disconnection was in multiple of them.
Yeah,
like laser focus rehearsed, that every time you thought that she was like getting kind of caught up with the audience or tripping over a word even slightly, completely rehearsed 100%.
And she does it in at least 3 languages. Like, it's insanity. Like, she does entire shows in German and French,
which is just ridiculous.
Bonkers.
She's amazing. And not I wish that she had a better life in film.
Yeah. Oh my God, The Riches.
Was that good?
Show?
Was it good? Because I remember
good.
The first episode didn't snag me.
No, it was slow going, but oh my God, did it, like, everyone that was in it, like Minnie Driver is phenomenal, right?
It's Minnie Driver.
So them, I
like them apples.
Their whole everything, and the kids and everybody else in that show was just so good.
And real quick, did we see Eddie Izzard's Speed Archaeology? No, I haven't. Is it good?
Yeah,
I mean, it's probably good. If she did it, it's going to be good. I only understand English, Spanish, and nonsense. Well, that's one more language than me. I understand English, enough Japanese to get myself in trouble, and Australian.
Oh,
all right, so skills. So who...
I think I did. It was 12 points and 1 point per dice increase, but 2 points if you go over the natural skill. The natural ability.
Yeah, attribute, yeah.
Okay, then yes.
All right, so derived stats. Your pace is equal to 6. That was easy. So these will be modified.
Can we spend our hindrances on skills? 1
hindrance for 1 additional skill point.
I was looking for that for so long, and for some reason I just never saw it. Okay.
It is, yeah, it's the very bottom bullet point. Skills can't go above 12. So... Let's see. Special language skills. Most folks in the Americas, regardless of where they are, speak English. Heroes of the Outsider might speak something else. Okay, drive stats.
So that was something that I was wondering too. Is do you think I should take the Outsider hindrance?
Do you have any hindrance spaces left?
No, but I mean, I guess it depends on if because reading Outsider in the Spirit, or in the Savage Worlds book, it's very like, you're an alien in a human society, but she's just like a space Prussian from like a colony on the other side of the cool nonsense land. Like, she's not that weird. She's never been here. She definitely speaks at least a local language.
I think you're fine. I think for ease of operation, we'll say that you speak fluent English, and
I think so too. That sounds great.
I'll give you German as well, because the amount of times German's going to come up in this is pretty minute.
Oh, I'm taking it out of language.
Are you? Okay. Then it will be slightly less minute, because I like to make sure people get what they pay for. Okay. So that is that. All right. So your parry is equal to 2 plus half your fighting die, rounded down. Okay, so I guess if you are a D4, then that would be a 2. Okay. Your toughness...
2 plus...
Whatever your fighting dice type is, rounded down. It's by half. So what's your fighting skill? No,
6.
it's your fighting die. Yeah. Well, hold on. So your fighting die is 6? Okay.
Yeah.
So that means that it
3.
is 3, so 5 total.
Okay.
Also, Christa, check chat. I sent you something. Your
I
toughness
only have
is...
one monitor.
Oh, sorry. I was just going to ask you to tilt your camera down a little because you're vanishing
sorry.
into your frame.
I know.
Don't be so tiny. No, just tilt your camera down a tiny bit.
No, I need to adjust myself as well, but because
I mean, hey, as long as it's off camera.
Let's be well. That's the problem. Is my dress keeps coming undone. I'm like trying to the button that normally is there is now. I'm at my sewing table, so we're just gonna put a pin in it, and there we go. Now
Just put a pin in it.
Just put a pin in it.
Put a bird on it.
Exactly. Sorry. Yes.
There we go. Perfect.
I was like too high up before. There we go. Fixed.
Oh, you're so beautiful. Okay. And then finally, your toughness is equal to 2 plus half your vigor die, rounded down.
Vigor, 2, toughness.
All right. So after that, you get edges. So time to do some edging, everybody. Who'd I catch with that one? Who'd I catch? I got some.
Who'd you think?
Well, I don't know. I thought I got James because he was like, he looked down. But so humans get a free starting edge, a novice one, and then if you still have any hindrance points left, every 2 you spend or every 2 hindrances gives you another point to spend on edges. So I know all y'all are gonna need at least 1 edge there.
Now the witch class says edge.
Yeah.
Arcane background. Now, is that in addition, or is that the one I get?
So that, I believe you have to buy it still. So let me double check.
That's when you have to buy. It's a background edge.
Yeah. So it is.
Well, this one's is like it's witches edge, arcane background requirements, arcane skills, yada yada yada.
Yeah, I think so.
Oh yeah, it's to get access to the class. You have to have that.
Yeah. So
I have to take arcane background magic. To get Huckster.
Okay, so I've got arcane background witch.
Yeah.
Okay,
So that'll cost
arcane
you
background Huckster. That's what I am.
That'll cost you an edge.
Sounds good.
That's an edge. Wichita witch. I guess that's what you are, right? Wichita witch?
I guess so.
That's on page 23 of the companion. Mina Devlin teaches her girls reading, writing, arithmetic, etiquette, and of course witchcraft. Her girls also learn how to defend themselves.
Mm-hmm.
When fully decked out, you get a +1 to intimidation rolls and persuasion rolls to those who might be attracted to you because it's a black mask, leather outfit, and long whip.
Yeah.
Hello.
And exposed midriff, as we see here.
Right? I know. There's a reason I went with like cream colors for my costume because I was like, we're gonna lean out of this. Since she's like running away from it.
I still out of focus. I still am. Hold on. Pull the focus back with me.
Now, Michael, you were thinking of doing, what was it?
Yeah, I got to beg, borrow, and steal to get the Devil's Right Hand.
How much is that one?
It is listed as a legendary, but there's kind of a weird loophole in it saying that anybody could just take it. And I'm like, well, if anyone could take it, what's stopping my character as a novice from just starting off with it?
Let me double check. What book is that in?
Let me find. I have it in the page.
Now, were you planning on doing like the hex shooting thing as well? I can't remember.
Nope.
Okay. Yeah, because I saw that was like a seasoned one. I'm like, oh.
It's in the core, right?
Page 23 on the requirements, legendary, trademark weapon, shooting, fighting, and athletics.
Okay, so
or shooting, fighting, or athletics. Die 10 plus.
Mm-hmm.
I got die 10 shooting. It basically boils down to you get an extra dice of damage.
Okay, so how much? A legendary edge costs probably 3, right?
I believe so.
Well, legendary is supposed to be.
Yeah, I think it's the same cost, but you have to be legendary experience level.
Oh, do you?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, so that's like, you know, if you're doing like one level, kind of like one kind of advancement per game, that's like we'd be like 9 games in or something like that.
Yeah.
So it's pretty high level.
I can make you an agreement on this.
Sure.
What if you had the edge and somebody took your gun?
That is part of the loophole in there that I
no, I mean like that at the beginning of the game you're off looking for whoever took your gun.
That's fine.
Cool. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
So you'll pick that up a few games in.
I'm assuming I'll either have an idea where it might be or on the trail of, not just someone else has it, so you get like nothing.
Oh, don't worry. I'll do it. And what you can actually do is, let me see how purchasing these things goes. So let's check the experience chart. And anybody else who wants to pick a distance thing that they want to work for, just let me know. And I can try to make sure that comes up in your character's future, because, that's kind of fun.
I think there might not be a cost for that one, actually, there, Kelly, because I think you get one when you advance to a certain rank. You just get to pick one.
Okay. But where is the rank advancement? Do you know?
You have to look up advancement in the chart. I was looking at it earlier.
Okay. Hold on. Is it in
53, I think?
Of the core or in Deadlands?
Deadlands.
Okay.
But it's something similar will be in the core, too.
Okay. New agents are... That's
I think an advancement. Okay.
That's for new agents.
Oh, sorry, that's something specific. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, so it's got to be in the core then. I think it's still advancement, though.
All right, hold on. I got this. Whoop.
Sorry, I misdirected.
That's all right. Yeah, that's life, man. Don't worry about it.
The core has templates in it. Nice.
Okay, advancement. Let's see how quickly you can... It's 54 in the core, so it might have been just you picked the wrong book. They're almost the same page.
I think it's the same, almost the same number in the other book. There it is, 54.
Okay. Let's see. Advances. All right. So character gains advances. You go up in rank. This is a rough measure of how powerful you are. Each rank allows access to more powerful edges. Okay.
Yeah, there it is. Halfway down the page on the left-hand side.
Mm-hmm.
An advance lets you do one of the following: gain a new edge, increase a skill, increase 2 skills at a lesser rate, increase an attribute.
For short campaigns of 10 sessions or fewer, we recommend the character advance after each session. In a one-shot, you might do that. So let me just check if Blood Drive has an advancement suggestion.
Yeah, I knew taking this option would be like complicated.
It's not that bad, actually.
Yeah. And to get legendaries, like to be a legendary character, is 5 ranks up. So usually that's like 3 advances per rank.
So what I'm going to do when you all are done, so it sounds like you all have a little bit of experience behind you. So what I'm going to do you want to start at novice and learn the system that way, or do you want to start at seasoned?
Does seasoned just give us extra points for stuff?
Yeah, so an advance lets you do one of the following. So you get three of the following as options. You can gain a new edge. You can increase a skill by 1 dice type. You could increase a skill that is equal to or greater than its attribute by 1. You can increase 2 skills that are lower than their attribute by 1 each. You can increase 1 attribute by a dice type. You can only do that once per basically bracket of advancement, so out of those 3. Or permanently remove a minor hindrance or reduce a major to a minor. So I'd be fine starting you off with 3 advancements, which would just be mostly more skill points.
Yeah.
Sure.
That sounds like the suggestion.
Skill points feel like something we really need.
All right, well, let's do that then. Yeah. So what we're going to do is we're going to start you at seasoned. So you're going to count as having, I guess that would be 4 advances then. Because it would be, you're starting at 0, so you'd be 1, 2, 3. Yeah, so I'll start you at 4. I won't give you an advancement every episode, but I'll start you at 4. Okay? So what that means is that you can gain a new edge if there's another one you like. You can do that up to 4 times. But that's all you're spending it on. If you want to see what I'm talking about, this is on Savage Worlds 54. So you can gain a new edge. And if you look at the chart on the right, and for those of you who are watching, basically...
I see it.
So for each one of those columns or rows that you're looking at there, you are in the seasoned one, which means technically you could raise 2 attributes, but you couldn't raise another attribute until you became a veteran.
Got it.
But I mean, if you want to start off slightly more attributed,
I can start off with high roller. Nice.
You can get a new edge. You increase the skill.
yeah, is that something we want to do? Like, what does high roller do? First of all,
High roller just means like I get an extra. I think I get an extra dice when I'm basically potentially sacrificing myself to the beings that are out there to gain magic.
Sounds good. And I'll read this a bit more closely and get a good sense of this game before we actually start, which for those of you watching right now, I'm not exactly sure what weekend we're starting because for us up in Canada, Thanksgiving is coming in 2 weeks. And then depending on sequence, we're actually away for Extra Life at the beginning of October and then for a little vacation that I'm taking. So we'll figure out the exact sequencing and then we'll be running every other week. Once that works out. So, sorry, but hey, you get us right now, which is pretty good. But yeah, so that'll be good. That also means that you could take the middling, or the what am I thinking of? Not background edges. The seasoned edges, like Fan the Hammer.
Yeah, it's I've seen things talking about how a lot of the the more fun combat stuff comes available at seasoned. Like Novice is pretty.
Well, you're all pick
pretty
character
slow.
Concepts that are fairly seasons. Like one of you came from another world. You know, one of you is a retired person who has a checkered past. One of you is like a rambling, gambling surveyor addicted to the Old West, and one of you is a Black Widow witch who's ran away from her life. Like all of you are basically like you're seasoned characters, so it doesn't make sense to start you off as a cowpoke. So
Quick question. Occult isn't a skill that's on the sheet, but is that a knowledge?
So it is an intelligence skill, yeah.
Okay, smarts. Okay.
It is a smart skill. And there are no ranks in Deadlands, or Blood Drive, unfortunately. So
Yeah, if I remember,
they don't give you any.
Yeah, I think you just modify it on the go for whatever you think is necessary. So you can add or take away from opponents.
Well,
and
and
stuff
just
like that.
sometimes modules will be they do put that type of advancement. That's one of the reasons I really love Wild Beyond the Witchlight, because Rime of the Frostmaiden had the most just all over the place leveling guides. It was like, oh, at this level, if they do this, they'll be this level, and they do this, they'll be this level. And then at the end, it's like my characters when I ran Rime of the Frostmaiden ended up at like a level above where the game was supposed to go because they did all the stuff. It's like, you didn't do the math very well, did you guys? And then in Wild Beyond the Witchlight, it instead of having to check the beginning of every chapter, you just looked at a little table in the opening chapter that's like, hey, when they do this, which they have to do, they gain a point. Period. Every time this situation occurs, they gain a level. And it's like, that's so much easier. And for those of you in the chat right now who are asking, yes, 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time or 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time is when we're going to be running this, because it is Saturday, and that means Millie's over on the East Coast as well, so that means that we get to play with Millie.
Woo!
Sunday.
On Sunday.
It's Sunday.
Did I
I was
say
going to
Saturday?
correct you.
Did I say Saturday?
But it
Sorry, I
is
said
Sunday.
Sunday.
I was like, what day is it?
What day is it? No, I have mage on. I could not run until 6 and then run mage. I would just die. But yeah, so it would be 2 p.m. Sunday.
Well, hang on, because I'm here at Sunday Monday. There you go.
Sunday, rootin' tootin'
Yeah.
Sunday. Okay. So I think, is everybody about good?
I think so.
Yeah, I mean, I'm doing a lot of reading still and figuring out what I want to do with these advancements, but I think that I kind of have most of the things down.
All right, cool. So, and then let's just double check. Edges, so you get edges. Oh, and then you got to purchase $500 worth of stuff. Ooh. From the looks of character creation. Let me just double check that that's $500 in this book too. Characters begin with $250. My bad, because so you spend $250, but for a hindrance points, you get an extra $500. I wouldn't spend it on that. I would buy edges because I like cool shit that I can do. Inventor's apron though is $40. Just gonna say on that, Millie.
All right, noted.
The so-called Devil's Apron covers the front, torso, and upper legs. It reduces damage from fire or heat-based attacks by 4.
Okay, that actually seems really, really...
Also,
awesome.
Armored hat.
That also sounds great.
They have Armored Corset.
Battle hats.
All of you should be on page 35 of this book. Okay? The Armored Corset, Armored Duster. You cannot afford... If you have an Armored Duster, you probably don't have a gun. I'm just going to put that out there. Oh, actually, no, you do. Guns are cheap. I mean, bad guns are cheap. Well, yeah. Derringers are $5. Oh, that's cute. So, what I'm gonna allow all of you all to have your own clothes and your own hats, normal stuff for free.
Okay.
But if you want any like
armored
hats, so these are infernal devices. These clothes that I'm mentioning are infernal items. That's why they're so expensive.
Ooh.
Which
means
that who doesn't like a little bit of an infernal hat?
Well, yeah, with the new science. So anybody who wants those and thinks they would have been able to acquire it, you just got to come up with a quick story about it. But I mean, who doesn't want to be a big daddy? Millie.
Ooh, hang on, new outfit. I need to do some costuming.
Yeah, you got to go get that ready for first game.
So sorry, we have $500.
You got $250.
We have $500.
Sorry, you said $500.
I said 500 at first, but that was in Savage Worlds, so I corrected myself.
Right, okay.
So you got about 500.
Inflation.
Or about 250. Damn it, you did it to me.
Hey Kelly, do you want me to double up on my advancements for that legendary one? Just because it's like kind of out of my range.
No.
Then I have fewer.
37.
No, I think
advances.
No, go ahead and just take normal, and you'll probably be getting that gun toward the end of Act 1 or middle of Act 2, basically. So it'll be a little way.
Turn it into a narrative device.
It's going to be a narrative device, and then like about midway through the campaign, you're going to have a badass gun. Does that work out for you?
Yeah, that works.
Cool.
So if we pool all of our money, we could almost buy a Gatling gun.
And then we could rob a bank.
Oh boy.
If you don't think the bank has a
Gatling
gun,
pistol.
you're wrong. We hear you want to take a withdrawal. A photo's $10. A doctor's visit is
a rocket pack.
Smith & Robard's ammunition is guaranteed to work 99.9% of the time. If it doesn't, your next of kin should contact the home office in Denver for your money-back guarantee. Hello, Strange Brood. Just Guns? Is it Just Guns Emporium? So that's going to be on page 2030.
Of what book? Oh, here we go. Okay, figured it out.
I like that Amy has so many points that she just showed up and dropped 2,500 channel points for Hurt Them More in episode 0.
Zero.
Yeah, so y'all lose a rank because I hurt you more.
But we just got that rank.
Wait, we're just playing as ourselves, making characters though.
Yeah.
So. Oh, my pencil just broke. What the hell?
It's true. All right. For those of you there, Amy in the chat is right there. So if you like some gaming shenanigans, you should go follow Paradoxical Ghoul. Paradoxical cool. And also, so Mike, you and James are wearing corsets for this, right? Like armored corsets?
I have options.
It is a
I
Wild
wish I could
West.
afford it.
Oh, you should talk to me later.
Okay.
No, because like seriously, like I've been talking to like all of the people on like Victorian Mage and Reign of Emeries and stuff have been buying like big corset batches from a couple
I personally own 4. I mean, I can't afford it in game. I was debating between which one I wanted to wear for this game.
If it means anything, I do have a guy's one. It's basically like a waist cincher, but
Oh yeah, those look great.
Tell me more. COVID has been unkind to my waistline. Thankfully, not as bad as it could be. It's only been like 5 pounds, but still.
I'll dig it up and you can borrow it for Mage. It moves everything up into your shoulders. Like
Okay, then I can't, because like seriously, I would just be like, "Hi,
that's essentially what it is.
how you doing?" Like,
You gotta get one of those ones that's like a vest. It's like a cinched
see
vest.
my vest, see my best, move my flab up to my chest.
You're not living until your 6-pack is in your shoulders.
Exactly.
I can make a rhyme out of it. It's a load-bearing girdle. Yes, absolutely, Chef Alabeth.
See, I did the opposite for Witchlight. I've got a binder to make my jacket fit.
Make it fit, make it flit. I am looking forward to seeing how your character is tomorrow. I gotta admit, I'm a little nervous.
Oh, I'm sure, as you should be. It's me. You know, I
not about
overshoot.
you. No, just like new campaign stuff is always.
Oh, fair.
You know, it's always. Oh, so Amy just bought Get a Clue. So y'all.
She said she's being snarky. Yeah, she's being snarky at you.
Oh, I have a
Directed
pen.
at you.
Never mind about my pencil.
Oh, you found the. Yeah, there we go. All right.
I would like a shotgun thong, please.
Ooh.
What are you? Are you Sex Machine from Dusk Till Dawn?
I was just focusing on the book, and I just look up and shotgun thought.
It's got a hair trigger.
Exactly.
Oh boy!
Which is ironic because
Well, it depends on what your grooming situation is.
that's what I was saying. This is why it's ironic, right? Let's just say that the forest has been clear cut.
I'm gonna get a quick draw holster.
A quick draw
Ooh,
pencil.
dynamite and nitro.
Oh, I'm adding that to something.
What's the prices on this?
Dynamite, nitroglycerin, paper clips, big ones.
You know, the big one. Oh, I was at the dollar store yesterday and I found, or on Friday, and I found paper clips that were this big, like normal looking ones.
I have a couple of those. They're insane.
They're insane, but think of like, you know, for personal use.
You know, just buy 10 sticks of dynamite. Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it. It's fine.
I suddenly am not worried about it. I don't know how you manage that, but
Well, that's good.
put googly eyes on the paper clips or the corsets. The chat saying put googly eyes. What's up, Christa?
I assume we have to purchase horses.
Yep, you do.
Okay.
But honestly, you don't have to have a horse at the start of this. I'm pretty sure. Let me double check.
Yeah.
Do they give you horses?
I want one.
All right, well, get a horse.
I know.
Horse girl.
I'm trying to envision what a buckboard buggy looks like. Is that like the very, very tiny cart?
Yeah, it looks like, you know, those old like trucks that have a truck front and then the back is just wood.
So
It's like that back part.
the rancher that y'all are gonna be hooking up with are gonna provide a string of 5 riding horses for the duration of the drive. So you all can get free horses, so you don't have to buy one. If you don't want one, you'll get one.
Okay.
And if you want, you can also then you can befriend it and then keep it. But James, you look confused. What's up?
Oh, I'm just looking at the just some of the options out there for like edges and stuff like that. So, if I wanted to, I could basically play an artificer at this point.
No, we got one of those.
Like kind of imbuing magic items and stuff like that. It was just kind of like, oh, it's like, That's a thing, apparently. Yeah.
Yeah.
I wasn't going to go for it, but it was just like, huh.
God, some of these harrowed ones. I think the best part about Deadlands is that if you die, the game's not over. I can just bring you back to life. And then you are just not in a good place, but you're still in the game, which is really nice. Metal mages. Yeah. So when you're done, send me a copy of your sheets. I'll make sure that they're all good. Yeah, so Christa, you get 3 starting powers.
Yes, I was looking at those.
There are quite a few of them. Damn.
Yeah, there's a ton. Yeah, barrier, beast friend.
Beast friend. Doo-doo-doo-doo.
There's also transform. It was very
Wichita
cute.
Witch. Transform and roll out.
Damien's birthday party was yesterday.
Yeah.
And we just had a couple family people over, and Christopher had bought him a transformer. And he got a ton of Pokemon cards, which he's really into. He got a bike, he got all these things, but he only wanted to play with the transformer. And
Nice.
I was like, that's right. Auntie Christa brings you the best presents.
Nice. All right, so I think that we're pretty good just polishing off advancement and stuff right now. So, folks, that is probably a good place for us to wrap this up. Thanks for joining us for a couple hours while we figured out what we're doing with this game. How's it going? I'm just going to quickly give you a rundown of the way the story is going to go and what we're talking about here. So, basically, the premise of this is... I'm not going to tell you anything that's going to spoil the story here. So, quick overview of the action is the party is going to be hired on to help a man and his niece drive a herd of Texas Longhorns north, where they hope to clear the cattle and make a profit. And after some roping and riding, you're going to come across some trouble that only you are equipped to handle.
Dum.
And so on that, there's going to be a lot of character development, a lot of the first couple games are going to be a little slow because you're going to be meeting other people. And there's actually charts in this game that's like, oh, well, time to go brand some cattle. Right? So time to do that. Time to rope them. You got to do that, or water them or feed them. These are actual scenes we're gonna run. It's gonna be fun. And then so that's Bad Night on the Good Night is part 1, and then Act 2 part 2 of this is gonna be High Plains Drovers, which is after the action from the first. You will continue on your story, which I literally can't say anything because it all spoils. And then finally, the last one ends in a book called Range War, where things. Build to the correct head, I'm gonna say, and it's gonna be a lot of fun.
Interesting.
It's gonna be a lot of fun. So with that, I just want to say thank you for tuning in to this little quick episode 0 of character build, where you get to meet everybody and see things. I really am looking forward to this because in episode 1, as most of our games, it is going to be fully costumed, fully fun, and fully fleshed. And this is going to keep bumping.
That's true. I won't be in VR. We'll be very fleshy.
I have to remember to take the pillow off of this. So it's gonna be a lot of fun. And if you want to tune in, you want to keep on top of what we do on this channel, definitely follow Dork Tales on all of its social media. You can also find all of these fine people on various forms of Twitch or TikTok. You can find Michael over on Sylvester Slays. You can find James on Otheon with 2 N's. And of course, you can find Millie over on Bunnyhearted. And Christa, you are on TikTok doing all sorts of great things with...
Yeah, I'm on or Instagram. Both are good. I'm used to FX.
So it's going to be a hell of a lot of fun, and it's going to be a rootin' tootin'. Remember, remember, folks, be rootin', be shootin', but by golly, most of all, be kind. Also, wash your hands, get vaccinated. But get your shots, and then
always be tootin'.
Always be tootin'. Never be tootin'. Never.
Skinner, put away the beans.
Yeah, put away the beans, Skinner.
You better fall asleep like a one-eyed Jack.
So we'll be back in a couple weeks with when we figure out the first game. In the meanwhile, I want to thank you all for being here. I want to thank all the players for being here for the build. And if you like what we do on Dork Tales, don't forget that we stream at least 3 times a week, sometimes 4 or 5. So there's always stuff happening on Dork Tales. And if you want to support the channel and help this happen more regularly, because this is basically my full-time job, I always appreciate it. Subscriptions in Twitch. It is still September, so you can get a discount. You can also go support on patreon.com/dorktales, where you get some exclusive perks and access to early content and just, shout outs in the videos, like, our princes of the Patreon, Taryn and of course, Buddy 1977. Taryn and Dustin, as he is known, are members of a fantastic peer called the Princes of the Patreon. Buddy's been with us for a decent amount of time now. Really cool dude. And Taryn was so loyal of a Dork Tales fan that she watched it in labor. What episode was she watching at that time? Do you remember?
I think it was the Extra Life. I think it was an Extra Life that she was watching.
I mean, she might have donated.
I think I was playing. Oh yeah, no, she was donating while actively in
pushing
labor.
her kid out.
Yes.
Here, hold this. I gotta hold it. I gotta do something less important than the stream.
Yeah.
Excuse me, doctor.
Middle of COVID. All on her. Obviously,
So
she
good.
liked it because it meant she couldn't have anybody in the room with her. So
We were
because
with
it was
her in
COVID.
spirit.
Exactly.
And then I also want to thank our 2 divine producers, DM Michael Gray, who's a fantastic human being, does a lot of work with the visually impaired at his blind D&D school that he does. Michael has been one of those people that, as someone who is visually impaired himself, has reminded us to constantly keep using better language and descriptions in our games so that they're more accessible. So really, his presence has made the channel more inclusive and more artsy and fun, because I get to use better definitions, and it makes the horror games way better, because I've said some stuff this year that I can never run for office now. And then, of course, to Schulten, who started off as a demonic producer and then leveled up to a god and is responsible for everything bad happening in Reign of Emeries, and for me learning the D&D rules a bit better, because I've always been really kind of hand-wavy about rules, and not everybody likes
Wait,
that.
D&D has rules? Great.
See, this is where I get it from.
It is. Yeah, I'm not.
You're not
I'm
my
not
real
sorry.
mom.
Yes, this is very true.
The timeline doesn't work out, but we never know. If you want to support, go over to patreon.com/dorktales. You can also give us a free sub over on YouTube, which is a great way to stay up to date and watch some of our incredibly bad early content, which I strongly encourage, because it's still good. It's just bad. The stories are good.
The content is good. The delivery mechanism isn't great.
You know what I'm amazed about?
You know what, Kelly? We were learning in public. It's all right. It's all right to do.
Honestly, the conference room style Yeti games have better sound than I ever expected they would. Like, going back and editing, like, it's not great, but it's like about twice as good as I thought it would be in retrospect, after we got like all of our fancy stuff. So folks, that's going to be it for us today on Deadlands, but we'll be back with some rootin' tootin' good times and some fantastic, some hootenanny frontier horror and adventure.
Spookinanny.
Have a spookinanny. Have a good time, everybody. Y'all take care, and don't be a stranger around these parts.
But you should be strange, though. This is going to be.
Oh yeah, be stranger around these parts. Don't be a stranger around these parts.